Okay, let's look at Apple. So this came really in the middle of no man's land. We had this golden cross. Who thought the stock was just going to puke itself? And now it's down, what, 15% over the last month. It's crazy. MACD's confirming lower prices. So, yeah, I don't really have a good read on this one. You know when I did have a good read on Apple? I had a good read here, right? I had a good read there. That's another bull flag. I had a pretty good read here. I had a pretty good read here. And by the way, if you go look at the 90% club, Apple's in the 90% club, I think 4 or 5 times this year. So that's when I have a good read on Apple. Now, maybe I misread this because this obviously was a short back in here, but we were above moving averages and above the golden cross. But when we bear flag below, obviously it continues to be bearish. This price pattern continues to be bearish. I just don't have a ton of conviction on where this thing's going, and that's why I haven't gone short this name. But yes, this stock has been bearish for over a month, and it continues to look bearish with MACD's weak. You can't fall in love with any stock. Those are the facts. Amazon tried to capture in the 50, came back below, it's bear flagging below. MACD's looks weak. So it's amazing on how we've looked at so many indexes that don't look good, but yet the market is, gaps up huge, 20 handles or whatever on Friday. We came down and I think came close to filling the gap, and now we're heading right back up. So it's so amazing on how the S&P sort of ignores the tone of different sectors and different stocks. It's almost like a bond itself. Money just flows into the S&P as sort of a safety mechanism. And that's why it's really hard when the S&P starts puking, there's a domino effect, all these stocks puke, but a lot of times you see stocks go down and the S&P just stays flat. And the robots are just buying the S&P, they're bidding it up. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. Amazon, it looks flat right here. I don't see an edge. Netflix in the middle of the megaphone, actually near the bottom. I don't really see an edge. Booking. Oops. I always have problems typing booking. That's doing too much. Expedia in the middle of no man's land. So what about Facebook? Holding the 50 SMA. Google, once again, it's not telling us too much. I'm flipping around here. NVIDIA's been, we talked about head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Had a nice run of the 200 SMA, and has been puking itself. And this one's set up short. This was one that I didn't think was going to happen, but you know what? It showed up anyway on the ESFL to short when it started breaking down. Probably what I should have done with Apple too. But this looks bad, and that's not a good sign. And a lot of these chips don't look good, and we'll get to those in a minute. In fact, let's get to them right now. Intel's extremely oversold. It is holding near a 52-week low, and MACD bull cross is happening. So this does not look good, but in the short term now, this thing might short squeeze. So we have to keep an open mind for that. And this market's going to be very, very tricky this coming week on a shortened week of trading. Texas Instruments is not telling us too much. AMD, nothing. Micron, nothing. OLED, oversold. Who knows? That's a bear flag. This one looks lower. I don't know if that engaged off the ESFL or not, or if it's been on there, but this one does not look good. OLED does not look good. Let's see here. What other chips do we want to talk about? Avgo, that's holding the 200 SMA. Late, that does not look good. Xilinx, we hit this out of the park earlier in the year. What's our number one price pattern? Bull flag the new high right there. And I did hit that one with extreme size. Xilinx, I think big size to me is over 100 contracts. I think I had 300 contracts of that one on. That was a nice trade. And I picked my spots. I picked my stocks. I picked my spots in the market when I want to be aggressive. And right now, I missed Apple on the short side. I missed Roku on the long side, but I gave them to you. And hopefully, if you were underperforming or didn't have anything on, those were the stocks you could hit out of the park with. So it is what it is. Xilinx is holding the 200 SMA. I don't see a big read here. Microsoft, very sloppy. Oracle, that's a bear flag below the 50 SMA. That's sort of rolling over. Adobe. I started to make a list actually for this weekend. There was about an hour ago, there was a lot of stocks that really look good, and now they're rolling over a little bit. So when I'm scanning right now, I see some shorts, some longs, and it doesn't surprise me. The S&P is in no trend. We don't have an edge here. And this is just not when you put on swing positions. Are we going to have some home runs on the ESFL during no trends and downtrends? Yes. to me, as my risk profile, my trading time horizon, I'm not going to take those odds, those 70-30 odds, when I know I could bet 90-10 or 900 in uptrends with the right price pattern. Coop looks pretty good. Now, CRM, they're just flat. Jobs, Workday was real strong earlier in the day, still looks pretty good. Snap, Twitter, not too much. So this is the Roku. This was, you have a bull flag breakout right here. This was on the ESFL, and that's an interesting eruption. It's a stock eruption, and I think this is probably going to be in the 90% club soon. So we've seen it happen. You can go back and look at the 90% club. I would say 3/4 of the stocks that are in the 90% club came from bull flags. The bull flag breakout. Bull flag breakout is when we get paid. It's our number one price pattern. Congrats if you took that one. That was huge. Don't pick the top. Raise your stop to your entry and ride the thing infinitely. When we put this thing on, I talked about the video. I said, wouldn't surprise me if this thing goes to $100. It's almost there. And I'm not going to pick a top with 100, by the way. That thing could go much higher. I've been a bull on Roku for a while. Even when it was puking itself, I was waiting for opportunities for this thing to set up again. And this thing's paid well. So let's look at Baba. Continues to not look good. Baidu, bear flagged at 52-week low. That does not look good. CYBR. That looks, I mean, you're just seeing a tale of two tapes. There's some stocks that look great. Some stocks look good. The problem is we just don't have, normally in an uptrend, you'll see about 10 stocks that are leading that look phenomenal. We just don't have that right now. Momo, that stock just looks like it's bleeding. YY, Cena, WB, those look really bad. Box, as bad as they look, once again, it's not rolling over the rest of the market, which is very surprising. Some of these stocks look so bad. I would think when I'm looking at the S&P, I think it'd be down 20 handles today, and we're up 8. It's amazing because to me, you get divergences everywhere in this market, everywhere. And what do divergences usually do? Conflicting indicators. What do they normally do? They steal your money. They steal your money. I don't want them stealing our money. This is our money to keep. Let's hold on to it. JP Morgan not telling us a whole lot. There's really no rhyme or reason for any kind of trend that's going on in XLF. Visa, MasterCard. You could maybe call double tops from these. And these new highs came without MACD. That might be something to keep an eye on. CME seems to grind higher every day since that bottoming process. ICE, CBOE, they look decent. They're just flat. I mean, COP, that looks very ugly. And once again, we're going on and on how many stocks, semis don't look good, transports don't look good, oil doesn't look good. And yet the market, the S&P is up 8 handles. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. PSX, CVX, Exxon, those all look very bad. So this morning, I started writing down some stocks that could be on the weekend ESFL for next week, and they were all longs. And now I'm scanning right now, and most of them are shorts. So I guess it matters on what part of the day you're looking at these stocks, because oil, transports do not look good, and that's an ugly, ugly, ugly sector. So let's flip to that IBB. What does that look like? That's not really grinding nowhere, not seeing an edge there. So let's finish with Oxy. Marathon looks not good at all. Schlumberger, yeah, that sector looks really bad. Tilray, Kronos, CGC, those are rolling right back over. Amgen, Guild. Amgen looks okay. Guild looks okay. There's just no momentum. Vertex. You gotta remember this sector. You go back and you look at the 90% club. We got paid fat on this sector many times over the last 12 months. This sector is just dying right now. It's dead. It's not moving. And once again, don't want to overtrade. CMG, Chipotle, that's been a huge leader. That's a bear flag below the 50 SMA. That one's going to set up short, whether you like it or not. Whether it pays short, who knows? But it's setting up short. Twilio, Docu, and let's talk about Lyft and Uber here before we finish with the S&P. Okay, so Lyft engaged, I believe, paid off the ESFL. Where does this one go? Well, I think if the market was in an uptrend, this thing would have been blasted off already. It's fighting the no-trend market and the NASDAQ, which is in a downtrend. So it's sort of just drifting. I don't really have a price projection on this. I think if it clears this area right here, that's going to be very, very, very bullish. And then if I think it does, I think we're going to 75 $80. It has to get through that first hurdle first, though. And so we're going to wait and see. But that still looks pretty good. Uber's in this wedging pattern. We talked about if it comes to the top of the wedge, maybe it dribbles before higher. If it comes to the bottom of the wedge, maybe it traps people and rips higher. If it's not in the ESFL, I think you could take it long at 42.24. This candle's high. That would be, to me, reconfirming some kind of price strength. Not the new highs, but I think that it could finally get some momentum if it gets up there.